You know that neighbor or friend who's just picked up a hobby or exercise and they can't shut up about it? They're going on and on about how it's helped their lives or how their life is different or how it just brings them so much happiness and joy. And sometimes you're happy for them and other times you want to punch them in the face because that's the only thing they talk about. It's kind of how my friends feel about me right now on this happiness study. I am talking about it everywhere. I've got a statistic for everything, and I am just super excited and ecstatic even to share these findings so that you can have joy in your own personal life. And I want everyone to have it. I want everyone to know about it, and I want everyone to feel empowered in their own happiness. But it actually didn't start here. It started with a mom who wore happiness symbols around her neck and had happiness quotes pinned all around our house. She was the one who was constantly reminding me to look on the bright side and to, even when there was challenges, to find the ways that I could learn or grow from those experiences. And so happiness has always been something that's been inside of me, something that I've wanted, something that I've pursued, and something that I've noticed other people don't have. Now, I know that it can be innate for some to feel comfortable being happy or even being positive and looking on the bright side, while others, that's not the way they were raised. That's not the experiences they've had, and that they've had significant challenges in their life. But it's not surprising to me that this study uncovered that 87% of Americans would like to be happier than they currently are. Even the ones who share that they are currently happy say that they want to be happier. Within each of us is that drive to find fulfillment or contentment in all that we do, especially amid the hustle and bustle. So today I just wanted to share with you a little bit about why this is an important topic for me, but also why you should be excited and interested in improving your own personal happiness, because it doesn't just affect you, it affects the people around you. It affects the places that you work and the places that you go where you're interacting with perfect strangers. One of the statistics that I found that actually saddens me the most is that 47% of working Americans don't believe they have the skills or ability to improve their happiness. While I agree that from the time that we were really little, we were taught about happiness in a way that wasn't super healthy, where we thought that happiness was achieved at the end of something, I know this statistic is actually not true, even if we believe it. And I know that we have to be the ones that choose and pattern happiness despite our circumstances. And you can do that in simple ways. Looking on the bright side, reframing challenges and being able to say, yes, this is hard, but I know I will find a solution. Finding ways to find joy and even laugh in the middle of the day. Simple solutions that will increase your positivity and also increase your happiness. Now, I also know that 79% of Americans believe that we have a crisis of unhappiness today. And what that tells me more than anything is about how we compare our happiness to other people. And if this is something that you've noticed about yourself, maybe when you're scrolling social media or looking around the office, next week's video is going to be incredibly crucial for you so that you can understand where happiness plays and how comparison works in our mind to affect our emotional wellness. But for the purpose of our conversation today, if you think about that statistic that we look around and think we have a crisis of unhappiness, I wonder, what are we doing individually and collectively to improve that in our own circumstances? And it doesn't have to necessarily be how are we changing that in the world, but looking into our own spheres of influence to see what we can do to increase happiness levels in our home, increase happiness levels in our neighborhoods, looking around at our communities to see what we can do to improve emotional well-being, even if it's as simple as participating in a neighborhood service project. But starting to be mindful that happiness has its effect on others, but noting that we first have to do our own work is where the magic happens, and where you and I can do what we need to do in order to work on ourselves first and allow the ripple effect to help other people as well. So as you start thinking about your own happiness and the things that you want to accomplish, what I hope that you'll start to do, and my first and easiest and best tip for anyone who wants to be happier, is make a list of things that make you happy. It can be a simple happy list. I encourage you to put 15 things that are free, no cost, that bring you joy, and 15 things that you might be able to invest in. On my list, I have a playlist that I love. I love going on walks in nature. I like a good hike, but it's got to be shaded, and I don't want it to be super hot. And just coming up with your list of your own things that make you happy. And then you have a list to pull from when you have those moments of what can I do to change my current state so that I can be thinking better, thinking healthier, and that I can put myself on the right track. From time to time, it's worth investing in your happiness too. Now, don't take from this that I think that it's external factors that make you happy. It's not. But it's often the actions that we take that remind our brain that we have more going for us than we have against us. Simple gratitude practices make a big difference. So think about where you can note the good things that are happening in your life every day. And those two practices of making your own happy list and practicing gratitude every day are simple. And yet so many people ignore this easy strategy that can improve your own mental well-being. I know that you are faced with incredible micro stressors every single day, from financial to political to personal to professional. Every one adds up to feelings and sense of overwhelm and maybe even just being out of control. And yet, despite all of those micro stressors in your life, you can have happiness and joy when you take the actions to pursue those worthwhile efforts that help you bounce back and bounce back stronger. Maybe you know someone in your life that needs this message. Feel free to share this video with them. And also stay tuned. Make sure you're following along on the social media channels listed below. And next week's video about how our happiness affects the people around us will be really important. So stay tuned and come back and see us next week.